Greetings, everybody. Welcome to the Tuesday Tirade Entertainment Talk Show with myself and Tom Connors of Midnight's Edge After Dark. Well, Midnight's Edge Radio sometimes, if the YouTube allows him to have it.
Yeah, and, for a while now.
Yeah, well, and then well, you've got Mead Radio 2, maybe.
Yeah, I
right?
remember the password.
Or and then Mead Radio 3, Midnight's Edge Archives, Midnight's Edge, Espanol, and Midnight Snacks. There's a lot of stuff like that. Yeah, you got a lot of Midnight things, Tom.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Well, welcome everybody. Thanks for being here. We got kind of really just a one subject show. There was some news that we're definitely going to cover before we get into that. A lot of people appreciated the Netflix, Flix commercial that I ran right before the show started, featuring our Russian friend, right? Pretty cool. Morgan King popped in here a little early. We've got Xenomorph here. Catsith is here. D-Bud Martin is here. Accidental Tourist is here. Everybody really likes Netflix. Got to figure out a way to get that to the U.S. Let's see.
Well, they have an issue with it because it's a Russian company.
Well, it's not from Russia with love, but you got Y Destroyer 3466V.
No, but it's from Russia with girth.
No. All right. Interesting. Is that like a spinoff?
We're all about girth here in Russia.
Yeah, I've seen some of your ladies. Olaf Von S is out there. Good to see you. We got the lovely Sherry out there. Great to see you.
You're not kidding.
No, I know. Hey, Sherry.
When my wife sits round the house, she literally sits round the house. But we live in small apartment.
Oh, okay. Nana P's here. We got little Chad. What's up, little Chad? Good to see you. Xenomorph reminds me that I have to have a member stream. Thank you, Xenomorph. Says, hi, Tom Father. And yes, Netflix thing was great. What is your name, comrade?
That's Alan Kola.
Oh, okay.
Hello. I said Tom Father first. I'm confused. I don't know what to do.
Okay.
I can act like a man.
Can you walk like a man?
Oh, how I try. Okay. But, she cut me down to size.
Size?
Dirty lie eyes to my friends. All
right. Thanks for that, Marlon. Jordan Lee's out there. Have I seen 1899 on Netflix? No, I have not. Sean Estep is out there. Good to see you. I'm going to have to take a look at it. Let's see who else is in the house. Commander Itzraker of Shadow is here. Good to see you. Sorry we were late, guys. It's technical on my fault. On my side, I couldn't remember a password for something that had to be done. Louvrienne, good to see you.
Hi, baby. I do not mean a maybe. You're gonna find a way somehow. Oh. Soon you'll be crying, but I'm tired of all your lying. But yeah, look who's laughing now. I'm gonna walk like a man, talk like a man. Walk like a man, my son.
I really wish you'd have gotten around to making some albums there, Marlon.
Oh.
Sakurat, what's going on? Captain Phantom Nerd's there. We got Krampus Jeebus. What's up, man? Who else is in the house? Oh, Michelle's here. Hi, Michelle. Michelle's here. Let's see. Das Wulfin. What's up, my friend? Good to see you. Been a minute. Bagels is out there. I talked him through a purchase last night. We've got Daniel Hall there. Kitty Bear is here as well. Let's see. Snow Dub. What's up, brother? Good to see you. I was promised clowns and balloon animals. I see the clowns. Where's the balloon animals? Tom's going to do them later. Tom's
I don't do balloon animals.
That's really
No, I could make you a worm.
okay. I think that's a balloon animal, kind of. It's like a balloon insect. It counts. That's fine.
Is that an insect? They have no legs.
I don't know. Then it's something. What it's a
Wouldn't they
worm.
be like, what is it, an invertebrate? What's when you don't have a
it's
back?
an invertebrate. Yeah, invertebrate. Yeah. Duck Nation's here. Duck Nation would know. That's Duck Nation.
I don't know. I'm not some like scientist.
Greasy Pan Ham is here. Hey, for the dude on dude. Am I in the right place? There's two of us here.
Well, maybe.
Michelle's looking for advice, folks. See if you can help Michelle out. She's wanting a grandfather clock.
Ooh.
They're loud. You have to like be able to put it in a place that it's not going to wake you up, dear.
And as far as like finding an actual one, that's probably not some. Yeah, you're gonna have to look in like antique shops.
It's a gift. Yeah. If you're gonna keep somebody else awake, that's a good call. Yeah.
Those are I mean, I'm sure your father would appreciate something like that. When guys get older, they like stuff like clocks. I guess that's what I'm told.
Six's advice is Michelle, get it. He who dies with the most stuff wins.
That's true.
Except that everybody that's left behind is, moving it around afterwards. Yeah. Hey, Ironcaster, what's up? Tom made a great video. What about mine?
I did?
I don't know. Clay Thompson is here. Good to see you, buddy.
Unless he means Andre's video, that could be.
He probably, yeah, but you're involved in those kind of.
Actually, that one was all Andre and Pablo.
Really?
All I did was the audio editing part. That's it.
Yeah, you'll definitely pay through the nose for.
I edited the one from the day before. They got fucked up. So yeah, blame it on me.
Probably.
But everybody watched it, so it don't matter.
I did. I watched it.
That one did very well.
Yeah, I know. I watched it. Yeah, and
that
then
was the Strange World one.
Yeah, I told other people they should watch it too.
But the one Andre dropped this morning is not doing as well. So. But that one's a little bit more niche, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Niche. Isn't that in France? Niche.
I don't know. It's Fragile's Italian.
No, but I mean, like, there's like a beach there and stuff, like an ocean. It's like where rich people go to like vacation. Niche. Oh wait, no, that's Nice. Different. Anyway. He's right there. No, he's doing.
He's laying on my book. I got a book.
You got a book? What's your book? What's it called? I can't read it.
Time in Hollywood.
Oh,
by Quentin Tarantino.
Cool. Did he make a movie like there was?
He did a novel of the movie. Like the old.
Oh, we did a novelization.
Yeah, so like so it's like even got more stuff.
Does it have pictures?
No, but there's another version that does. I just had to get just because, this was our videotape growing up, kids, before videotape. I remember reading those all the time growing up in high school.
Michelle, very quickly, on a serious note, if you are looking at the grandfather clock, it was kind of a possession that was fought over when my grandparents passed away. That particular clock was a possession that was fought over by all of the children.
Aren't they usually, of course, they're expensive. That's
it's not just the expense. It's the
the sentimental value. I get it, but some people might be because of the other reason.
Yeah, European.
And why am I not on camera, Darcipio? Because I have a voice for radio and a face to match.
That's what I've heard. Yeah. What's up, Scott Cook? All right, let's get going.
If you want me to do a voiceover thing, I'm perfect.
Yeah. Well, speaking of perfect,
tonight on the ABC Sunday night movie. If you need me to do that, I'll do that.
Can you? I have good news. I'm going to start with some good news. You guys want some good news? Good news.
That's my good news face.
Top Gun Maverick gets streaming release date on Paramount Plus, which we already knew, but I'm happy that it's going to be out on December 22nd, like Tom said.
It's going to run up against Avatar.
It is. And then at the
Tom
same
Cruise
time,
is like, fuck those blue people.
well, for a good reason. But guess what? It's also returning to a limited re-release in theaters from December 2nd
Oh, that's what I meant. Yeah.
to December 15th.
Oh,
So
so it's not
right,
going up against Avatar. Never mind.
right before Avatar comes out.
Yeah, but not while Avatar's out.
No, but I think that's fun, right?
I think I'd rather see him go up head to head.
You think the re-release for Top Gun would compete with Avatar 2?
Fuck yes, especially in IMAX.
I'm okay. First of all, I already have pre-ordered my physical copy of Maverick, but I'd probably go see it in theaters again, once, twice. It's going to be in
take
theaters
your breath away.
2 weeks. Yeah. I thought that was good news. Thought everybody would like good news. You like good news?
I know, but I wanted to see it go up against Avatar in like a lot of these theaters because I don't know if you heard this. Were you on the show yesterday? Yeah, you were on the show yesterday.
Yes.
Were you there though when I brought up that somebody had sent me some info about their theater saying, "Go fuck yourselves."
Yes.
We're not taking Avatar because they want 65% of not just the first weekend,
No.
the entire month.
Yep.
And then the other stipulation is they have to hold it for like 2 or 3 months too.
That's what I said. Yeah, they were actually trying to push a 3-month hold on it.
I'm like, 3? Okay, I thought that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, you're bonkers crazy. What are you thinking? That ain't gonna work. Nobody wants that film for that long. Not that there'll be anything to replace it until we get to John Wick, but still. Well, I guess isn't Guardians? No, Guardians is May, right? Am I wrong? It was a Quantumania comes out.
Quantumania, Guardians ain't for a while, yeah.
Yeah. So those films are going to overlap a day. So I'm going to make sure to go on the day they overlap, and I'm going to go see Maverick. It'll be fun.
We should start a hashtag like "fuck the blue people." Go see Top Gun. Come up with something that'll work with that in a hash brown.
Okay, a hash brown.
Yeah,
I like a hash brown.
I like hash browns.
Hash browns are good. I had a quesadilla for lunch. A quesadilla.
Oh, I had Pizza Hut's got these folded pizzas.
Ooh,
I had one of those.
Some people call those calzones.
It's like a calzone, but it's not closed, and it doesn't have sauce. You dip it.
So,
in the
like
sauce.
It's like a taco pizza. What are you talking about?
Yeah, kind of. But it's not taco. It's just it's Pizza Hut's new thing.
So they take a pizza and they go, and they're like, you're like,
but you don't have sauce on it.
There's no sauce on the pizza?
No, you dip it in the sauce if you want sauce.
Don't
lazy. Act like I'm fucking crazy. I'm telling you the truth.
It's lazy people pizza.
They're called melts. So they're like basically like a flat bread melt, but
you're making stuff up.
No, I'm serious. You don't believe me. All right, I'll show you. But we're advertising for Pizza Hut. Just keep that in mind.
What?
There you go. New melts for $6.99. Order now. From Pizza Hut. Making it great. That was their old thing, wasn't it? Making it great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like pizza sandwiches, but it's actual pizza crust.
It's like lazy pizza. It's like they're like, let's skip a step. We're just going to throw a bunch of stuff on this bread. And then if somebody wants sauce, then they have to get it.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
Just lazy pizza. It's a grilled cheese. That's right. It's a grilled cheese sandwich pizza. Yes,
Yes, it works.
Yeah.
I didn't have to make it.
Yeah. Oh wait. Kitty Bear got a new hashtag for us. Buy Elon Musk's screw you Google Apple phone. Yes.
Yeah, and Elon should also buy YouTube.
That'd be fun. Yeah,
it is kind of like folding your pizza, Olaf, but there is no sauce on it, and it's crispy. It's crispy crust. It's not soft.
Yeah, but it makes you do more work for your pizza. I don't want to work for my pizza.
No, actually, I just pick it up and put it in my mouth.
Nuh-uh, because then you have to dip the sauce.
I'm not a big sauce freak, so.
I like sauce.
Well, then dip yours in sauce.
Why don't I just order a pizza?
You could do that.
Okay.
But it's not like hip.
I don't
like
think
the
the
new
word
90s
hip.
show. Did you see the preview for that?
Yeah, kind of worried.
I'm a little worried, but it's got Kitty and Red in it, so I'm not too worried.
Well, Kitty's awesome. Red's red. Red's always going to be red.
Yeah, I love that. Those two made that show. Like
they did.
That was the whole
your
thing.
mom. It's just like in real life. Your mom and your dad kind of made your life what it was, right?
I don't know. My favorite line in that was when Kitty's like, "Red, do you think I'm smart?" And he's like, "Is that what we're really going to do today? Argue?"
It's a good line. So Michelle is preaching the New York pizza. Yeah, I've had.
New York's got some good pizza from what I hear. I've never actually had full on. Hey, Becky, never had. It's Sixes in the house. I see Xenomorph, Olaf Van Ness, Sean Estep. We haven't said hi to anybody, by the way. Besides, I think Michelle
I
and
was
Krampus.
saying it. I was saying hi to people, and you were eating.
Pleplius. I wasn't eating. I already ate.
This, I don't.
How do you say that?
Pleplius.
Yeah.
Pleplius.
Parcipios here, Eclairs here, Hamdingers here, Kitty Bears here.
Okay, and
Biggles Metz is here. Accidental Tourist is here.
I said hi to those people, dude. I don't know what you were doing, but it wasn't paying attention to the show. I know this. Please, if you already have a fan in me, because I like it when people have their dogs, like Daniel Hall and John Cipolla and all these other great humans that have their dogs in their thing. I like it. I'm a fan.
We got Cosmic Squirrel and Judicon.
Iodine 74 is here, but you know what? You know who is here? That's more important than even me, Tom. The Boss Man's here.
And he's
hey, greetings, everyone! Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. How is the
fantastic? I was I just had to use a different browser than my usual one. Chrome did not agree with StreamYard while out driving. But yeah, I figured even though I'm a little bit busy, but I'm going to at least make an appearance. Now, let's see if you can hear this. Wait for it. Ah, that's the sound of diesel starting up. I'm gonna leave my carbon footprint.
There you go.
Your noise reduction must be taking that sound away. We couldn't hear it.
Yeah, we didn't hear it at all. But it's okay.
I heard it. That's the most important thing.
I felt the energy behind that. I did. But you know what? We are really only here to talk about one thing, and it's of course the massive box office flop of, a video that you get. Well, not your video, but I mean of that you made a video on that was very popular yesterday. I think we should just go ahead and dive in. This was more than a little predictable, I think, to have Strange World do $18 million domestic. It's
in a 5-day opening weekend. Let's not forget about that.
Well, yeah, actually, this is even with yesterday's numbers added into it. Yeah, so adding in. No, you're right. It's the 5-day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So yeah, adding into a 5-day, getting it to this $18 million mark domestic, $9 million international. Mind you, they were projecting 25 million international. I don't think they hit those numbers, Andre.
I don't think so either. I would be surprised if they did, because this is a movie, as our good friend Chris Gore pointed out in our stream yesterday. This is a movie that looks like it was made by the wokest of activists on Twitter, and that's something that there really is no audience for other than those activists on Twitter, and they're rapidly leaving Twitter. I have to say, I haven't seen this movie. I never will. Honestly, I didn't even see the trailer until earlier today, just for shits and giggles. And you know what I thought was funny? Even in the trailer, you have that SJW lisp that I would mimic if I could, but I can't. So you just have to imagine it. And I was like, "Jeez, you have everything here." And I don't think that we could have done much better, even if we had, even if we had tried as like a parody to make
Right.
like the most cringiest woke thing that you can possibly find. They even made the dog disabled. I'm surprised the dog didn't have like a transsexual partner or something. Yeah.
Right. I mean, it is one of those like it's one of those really odd situations where you're right. If we tried to make a parody of this, we couldn't have done as well as they did making it straight.
Well, we probably could, but I think that this is the movie we would have made, or something like it.
Well, not only that, I think that this movie doesn't live up to Disney standards. Like looking at, and I mean, that could be said of a lot of their animated fare in the last few years. I get that, but I mean, just watching what I've seen of the trailer and seeing what I have of this thing, it doesn't really evoke Disney in any way, right? Like Disney usually has something about it. They find some way, they work on it so hard to make it appealing to kids somehow. I mean, even if the movie itself is kind of generic, like Cars, for instance. I know that's a Pixar film and this is a straight up Disney
Tom,
movie. But
if I may,
they're almost
this movie right here, this movie, it appeals to trans kids. And those are the most important kids to appeal to, because when you do that, you save lives. I learned that on Twitter.
Look, I'll even argue that there's even a such thing as trans kids, because I don't even think they're old enough to decide.
I agree with you completely.
And I know I've almost got myself canceled before, but I still stand by it. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a Ninja Turtle, a Tyrannosaurus, and a RoboCop all in one day. So chances are, like, kids don't know what the fuck they want from 1 minute to the next.
But if you had wanted to be a girl, the school would sick the cops on you if your parents refused.
Of all the things I think I ever was, I don't think I ever was a girl.
Well, what I find, and what I find fascinating is we always have this conversation. Like I wanted to be a fire truck, like at some point in my very young age,
that.
Right? Obviously, I wasn't going to be a fire truck, right? But it's like we can't allow the kids to steer the bus until they're old enough to, not going to be, inanimate objects or, somewhat animate objects. But I'm looking at this with a perspective that I'm very concerned for Disney. That's where I'm coming from at this point, because we know that this particular project, and I think Andre, you pointed it out in your video, that this project was greenlit under Iger.
It was indeed. This is Iger's baby come home to roost, just as Iger is back to blame it on JPEG.
Yeah. Sorry, Hamdinger. Yeah, Andre's in his in his vehicle. He's driving, but I'm glad he's here. So, but so when they earned less than $1 million in their preview day, going into in the United States, a massive holiday weekend, a 5-day holiday break. In fact, longer, because many schools don't even have class the week of Thanksgiving. So when you get into it and you see that between its preview day and its first official day, it earned less than $5 million. Going into the 24th, it earned $2.5 million. And the biggest day it had was, the 25th. It was still under $5 million. I knew this thing was in huge trouble. And per theater earnings, Andre, if you look at the 28th, each theater on that day, out of the 4,174 theaters, their average earnings was $104 for the entire showing.
Oh my God! Yeah, well, that's what you get, and I'm kind of like, I think it's a very important failure. It's important for Disney. It's important for culture. It's important across the board that movies like this, I mean, if this had been like a really tiny niche fare, it would have been a different matter.
Right.
But this was released as a 4-quadrant blockbuster. Yep. And you do something like this for that, I'm sorry, it needs to fail.
Well, not only that, let's take into consideration, we were just talking about, Andre, about, the smaller theaters, the 1 or 2 screen theaters telling Cameron to go fuck himself, or Disney to go fuck themselves. Right. About the whole 65% with Avatar and all that business.
Right.
If a theater average is around $100, then that means that those small town theaters with only one screen, they can't afford to open up for one night. That means nobody's going to see this movie. That means they're paying out more money just to pay an employee, electric bills, you name it, than to just stay closed for that day because nobody's going to see this movie.
Yeah, no, I don't blame Disney or the theaters for fighting back against Disney on this one, and they have a good case. But gentlemen, I'm afraid that I have to take my leave. I was never able to join you for long today, but I'm happy that I was able to join you for the few minutes that I could. At any rate,
we were thrilled, and you joined at the perfect time because we got to talk about that particular subject. And while we'll probably drone on, I appreciate you being here, sir. Thank you very much.
Oh, absolutely. So yeah, thanks for having me. Sorry I couldn't stay longer, but hey, there's always next week.
All right, sounds good. I'll see you tomorrow.
Perfect. Take care.
All right, sir. And there's the boss man, Andre, joining us for a lovely period of time there that I'm glad we all got to enjoy. And speaking of which, I'm enjoying the Shiba Inu dog that we're getting from Eric Winberg. Thank you for the $2 super sticker, my friend.
And he's got Captain Kirk is his.
He does. I know. Isn't that cool? Eric Winberg's got one of the coolest.
Filmation, Captain Kirk. No,
that's right. Very good. But yeah, I'm going to be hanging out with Andre tomorrow and Tom and all the gang. It's going to be a good time. But so let's do this now. Tom, have you heard that they're trying to revise down the budget for Strange World?
What do you mean revise down the budget?
They were trying to say it didn't cost $180 million.
Well, yeah, I know. I think IMDb had it listed cheaper too, and a few other places had it listed for like 125. And that 180 might actually include P&A, because they really didn't put much behind this movie. And I mean, even that would still be quite a bit. 60 or so million, probably roughly, behind the movie. I can see that. Like, I don't see how this movie costs so much, but then again, we know that that's about the average for these animated films.
Lightyear was in that 180 number, right?
That's what I mean. Like, that's the average now. They can't seem to make these for less than 150 to 250. So yeah.
Well, I know this. Mr. Grant Gregory just gifted a CultureCasino membership. So somebody's name is going green. In fact, it's Daniel Hall. Congratulations, Daniel, for hitting the membership lottery. And thank you, Grant, for gifting the membership. By the way, Grant, good job on the editing today, sir. First video out the chute was good. Little glass onion for you, folks. You should check it out. It was a good video, and it was very well edited. And Grant makes me sound like
about strawberry fields. They know the place where nothing is real. Oh, you haven't never heard Glass Onion?
Yeah, I think
that's the song.
I know this much.
I don't know shit about the movie, but I know the song.
They are literally
looking through a glass onion.
They're literally trying to revise the budget. The budget. Tom, stop.
Yeah.
I was talking about the budget, and you're like, you don't understand how big a loss this is. This thing's going to lose $150 million.
I said it yesterday. What do you mean I said it yesterday. This one, right now, is poised, unless it has some massive, huge fucking box office this weekend, to be the next Mars Needs Moms. In fact, it could be worse than that if he's figuring the factor, because it could make a little bit more box office wise. But if it costs more than Mars Needs Moms, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it's still just as big a loss. So you have two of the biggest flops of all time are Disney animated films. How's that factor in there?
I don't know. I have to look it up. But it's weird because this entire year, and this entire year has been like a lot of underperforming films, to be nice, right? If we're going to say it nicely, there's a lot of films that underperformed, right?
Everything from Disney has underperformed.
Yeah. Hey, Sherry. Yeah, I did hear about this. Not exactly excited about it. Why are we inviting trouble?
Oh, great. The next coof.
Hey, it's Joshua. What's up? Man, We got Zach out there. Lots of folks. I told you about The Fool on the Hill.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah, Mars Needs Moms probably is a better movie. That's from what I've heard.
Oh,
Yeah.
At that time, the problem with Mars Needs Moms was the budget.
Because
it had cost so much. It
well,
cost like three times what it should have. But yeah,
there were too many people in it, right? I mean,
yeah. Well, there was a lot of people. I think Zemeckis had something to do with it. If I'm not mistaken.
There's way too many people in it.
Yeah, and it was just too overly ambitious at that time for these type of animation they were doing.
Right.
Because
this,
on the other hand, though, did cost a lot less, but it's not going to make nearly as much probably in the long run.
Yeah,
because as you just pointed out, Mars Needs Moms actually probably was a semi-decent movie. So
I liked it.
It may have made some money on video. This I don't think is going to have a life.
No, it will on streaming.
And I said this is not going to have a life.
It's probably going to make it to streaming even faster than it was supposed to make it to streaming. This was a dog. This is bad, and not in a good sense. Dogs, I'm a big dog fan, but I mean this was not good. Speaking of not good, we had an entire.
Remember when Siskel and Ebert had a dog of the week, and they'd have the doggy come out?
Yeah,
that was funny.
Yeah. Wait, is Sherry leaving? Who's leaving?
Sherry.
I have you're editing 8 videos today, Grant? Okay, anyway. I don't know. I just keep making videos and Grant does stuff on them.
We got to pay Frankie Valli some money today. That's 2 songs.
Yeah, I know. Well, he was, but see, it was Marlon technically.
But do we have to pay the rest of the seasons?
No. Just yeah. The other 3 seasons can fend for themselves. Speaking of which,
just Frankie.
Speaking of which, let's talk flops, Tom. This has been the year. We're going to start with the floppiest flop that I've ever heard of. The 355. It cost $75 million. It opened on January 7th of this year, 2022. Opening weekend of $4.6 million. So it did worse than Strange World. Of course, overall, worldwide earnings.
It had half the budget, though.
That's true. Worldwide earnings was $27,815,000. It's a massive flop. Yeah. Scream, $24 million budget. Worldwide earnings, $140 million. Massive success. Jackass Forever.
And this has nothing to do with how I'm feeling about it. No, let's go back to that for a minute. Massive success.
Well, $24 million budget.
Okay, they had to triple that, which they did. Okay.
Yeah.
So they made about $40 million on it. Okay. All right. That would I'd say is a success. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Continue. Sorry. I just wanted to do my math in my head.
Yeah. Jackass Forever. Whoa, wait. T Neil 89. What's up, T Neil? Good to see you, man. Says for $2, why would we be nice? They've earned their scorn. Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. You're right. Don't be nice.
Earn their scorn on the cob. That's for sure.
That sounds.
Here's a massive success here because this fucker didn't cost nothing to make.
It cost $10 million. They barely advertised it.
Yeah.
And it earned $80 million. I think it did okay. I think it probably made about $50 million.
Jackass movies do very well. Yeah.
It made about $50 million. So it made as much.
But I wonder if those have a lot of back ends too for like Johnny and all those guys.
I still think it probably did fine.
Still probably did well. Yeah.
Moonfall. $150 million.
This is the massive one. Yeah.
It earned.
Why do they keep giving Roland Emmerich money?
I don't know.
Who does this man have pictures of? Seriously, they've had 2 hits. 2. That's it.
Well,
and it's been almost 20 fucking goddamn, or more than 20 goddamn years since those. Stargate, you could consider a modest hit. Independence Day is the only hit they've really had. Godzilla happened to make money, but not much. From there on out, they have done nothing.
Stargate and ID4. That's it.
2012 is the only thing that kind of made some money on accident.
Well, this is bad because This thing actually might be worse than,
or The Day After Tomorrow, whatever one I'm thinking of.
I know which one you're talking about, but this actually might be worse than Strange World on the flop category.
This one, as far as Death on the Nile, you mean? Or
No,
you
no,
mean,
no. I'm
the
sorry.
Moonshot.
The Moonfall.
Yeah, Moonfall. Again, this is why do they keep giving Roland Emmerich money?
Don't know.
Like, they should have learned their lesson by now. Motherfucker couldn't even make a sequel to Independence Day work. He even fucked that up.
Yeah. Well, Death on a Nile made money.
Well,
Not
Death
much.
on the Nile did okay. This was their mistake with Death on the Nile.
They're calling it a flop. I'm like, it may have eked out of money.
No, it didn't. Not with a budget of 90 million. No fucking way. That lost money.
You think? But did this really get advertised?
That's my point. I was just going to get to. It was how it was advertised.
Oh.
Nobody knew this was a sequel to the train movie.
Oh, Murder on the Orient Express.
Unless you're aware of
Agatha Christie.
Yeah, there was nothing that sold this movie. This is why I think Glass Onion is going to be kind of like a head scratcher to some people too.
So do you think Kenneth Branagh, it was his fault, or do you think it was the studio?
Studio should have done a better job at trying to sell this as a sequel to the other film somehow.
Marry Me. Did anybody see this? I don't even know what this is.
I don't even know what that movie was. And why does it have a $23 million budget? Holy shit. Oh, J-Lo's in it. That's it. Oh, that's that J-Lo movie.
J-Lo and Owen Wilson.
Yeah, it did okay, but it didn't quite make any money, obviously.
No, it flopped. Yeah. I did not know what this was. Blacklight. I guess it's another Liam Neeson vehicle.
I vaguely remember it coming out and going.
I think he was like a retired,
Jesus Christ, $43 million.
Yeah, it made $15 million. So I would say massive flop. Uncharted. Here's another weird one. $120 million budget. It made $401 million globally. I'm not sure I'd call it success is probably true. It's not a massive success.
I think this is one of those movies like TMNT and some others where, yeah, it may have made money in the theaters, but I don't think it actually has any real fans. Like, I don't think anybody really cared for it all that much.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see there from the 6.3 on IMDb, that's not great.
Dog was a $15 million film, made $84 million, or almost 85.
This one was one of those little engines that could.
Yeah. And it had Channing Tatum in it, so. Yeah.
Well, and it also has a cute dog that helps.
Oh, yeah. I like dogs. The Batman, $200 million budget, $770 million in the theaters globally. They're calling it a success.
Yeah. It made money. Nobody is saying it didn't make money. It just didn't make the amount of money they wanted it to make.
No, it's going to be hard.
And I don't think that budget contains the P&A either.
Right. So X came out.
X going to give it to you.
Yeah. I don't know how much it costs. All I know is it made $15 million. Who knows?
Supposedly was a success. For
Everything, everywhere, all at once. $25 million budget.
I don't know how they did this movie on a $25 million budget.
Well, it was, I think, didn't it come out of Korea?
Maybe, but I'll tell you right now, if that's the case, then what's the excuse for some of these other fucking movies? Because
I don't know.
Have you seen this movie?
It's pretty good.
Well, I'm not talking about the quality. I'm talking about the amount of CGI and other effects that are in this film.
Yeah.
And they did that for $25 million. That is, there's like Marvel level effects here. Not only that, they're better than Marvel movies.
But they didn't pay anybody either. I mean, they probably, Michelle Yeoh probably made a decent chunk, and so did Jamie Lee, but not that much. I mean, consider just how. I mean, it's not like this. It's not a Hollywood picture.
This is what they need to do, though. They need to figure out how to make the movies like this for $25 million. That sounds more reasonable to me. If you can make 4 Marvel movies in 1 year on $25 million, do you imagine the amount of money you could make?
Well, but I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, and I saw a decent chunk of advertisement for the film and it's getting massive, buzz
I'm willing to bet they
spent
spent 3 times. I bet you they spent about $75 million on just the advertising.
Yeah,
alone.
and so this is what I call this into question. Then is
maybe 50.
Success?
We'll give them this. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
All right.
It was in a sense of the budget, but I'm curious on the advertising side of things. But that's my point. When you going back to it though for just 1 second though.
Yeah.
If you had a Marvel movie, let's just say even $50 million. Why can't you make a Marvel movie on $50 million if they did that?
I don't know.
That makes no fucking sense to me whatsoever. Something's not adding up there. Either somebody didn't get paid.
Well, and I think there's a certain amount of this Krampus Jesus brings Jeebus.
Absolutely, I was going to get
yeah. I mean, there's definitely money's being funneled from one place to another. I'll just put it that way. But Lost City was one of those joint releases, wasn't it? I mean, I guess it came out in the theaters to the tune. It was a $75 million budget. Worldwide made $190 million. So, looks like
it's like one of those movies that'll make some money on video, pretty much. But the studios say it never made any money.
Looks like the USA soccer team is moving on in the World Cup. So congratulations to USA Soccer. So they're saying it's a success. You have Morbius. This is Tom's favorite movie. Came out on April Fool's Day. It was a huge
success. They're already making 3 sequels.
All right, are you sure about that?
It's Morbin time, baby.
Yeah, Keely Chow agrees with you. Roll Tide, brother. Yeah, this is crazy. Cult classic Morbius. There you go, Douchey McDish. Wait, how much of the budget went to Sandra Bullock? Probably a fair chunk. Sandy B is awesome. All right, so 75 million made 163 million flop. Yeah, it didn't make back its advertising. Sonic 2 was a $90 million film. Lots of animated stuff in there, Tom. That made $400 million.
I'm surprised it's got that high of a budget, because didn't the first movie do it for a little bit less than that?
67?
There's a couple more CGI characters in this one though. So.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. This you made $100 million here. That's going to the that's going to the bank money.
Yeah.
You got Ambulance.
We're getting fucking Sonic movies till the end of time now, kids. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, we got Bambalance, $40 million budget. It made $51 million.
Michael Bay flops again.
Yeah, well, he couldn't make CGI.
How do you manage to do? You know what? I give him credit. He managed to do a movie that's within a decent budget. Just nobody went to see it.
Ambulance. Father Stu. Nobody knows anything about this film other than it made $21 million.
I don't know the budget.
Nobody does.
I heard that it did okay, but it's actually a pretty good film.
Fantastic Breasts and Where You Can Source Them came out to a $200 million budget and worldwide earnings $405 million. Not good. How much do you think this lost? 150 million?
Oh, a lot.
200 million?
You know, we talk about how the Batman underperformed and was disappointing.
This really
was
underperformed.
An unmitigated mess.
Disaster. See, they won't even say it's a massive flop. They just say it's a flop. No, it's a freaking flop.
Oh, no, that's a massive flop.
Nah.
The bad movie, definitely.
The Bad Guys, here's something that made money. $70 million.
Well, it just goes to show you, kids still want to see movies like this.
Yeah. A lot of people loved it. Animation. It's not forever long. Look at this. 100 minutes long. 100 minutes.
Still a little long, but yeah.
100 minutes. The Northman cost too much money.
Yeah.
Budget
sadly.
90 million. Worldwide 70 million.
I just don't understand how it did so little with as much buzz as it had. And I watched the film. I thought it was a wonderful film.
I blame it's too expensive. You had Nicole Kidman, Alexander Skarsgård, and Ethan Hawke. You spent too much money on this film. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, which also got a ton of buzz. It was a $30 million budget, and it made $29 million.
I feel bad for this movie because this movie hilariously, adorably sweet. Yeah. And
It's got a great cast. No matter what you think of Pedro Pascal, it's probably one of his best performances. Nicolas Cage is brilliant in it. If you even remotely like things like what's the John Malkovich one, Becoming John Malkovich or
Yeah,
whatever.
being John Malkovich was really good.
Like it's beyond that though. It's better than, like, that was kind of cerebral. This is just pure fucking 2 hours of fun.
You know,
Like,
and Doug Nation's right.
not even. It's 107 minutes, but yeah.
Duck Nation's probably right. Northman did go to VOD pretty fast, so it may have broken even like financially, but it did not succeed in the theaters. And this film, massive talent, didn't either. I kind of feel bad for Cage. But sorry, Tom, didn't mean to run you over there, but
No. It just it was kind of, it makes me sad that, because to be honest with you, I liked that better than I did Unbearable, the Everything Everywhere All at Once. And they both came out around the same time.
yeah.
And I think they're both Lionsgate pictures too, which is hilarious, but yeah.
Yeah. Man.
Or wait, is the I think the other one's an A24 picture, never mind.
Well, but it's the same kind of mid-level, mid-major studio. But Sander, you're right. 2022 is an underperforming year. I agree. Memory, Tom. It's another one with Liam Neeson in it. This, film number 2. We have no idea what the budget was.
So what's wrong with Liam Neeson?
Well, first of all, this film only made $13 million.
Well, no, because usually it seems like whenever these guys do these bunch of movies that nobody goes to see, there's some health thing on the horizon we're about to find out about.
Well, I think there was definitely something on the horizon here, and it wasn't a positive number. It was $13.5 million for this film. I think this film got memory hold. No budget though, so it definitely flopped. Doctor Strange and Mom, the Mom film. Okay, so finally we're gonna get to something that made money. I don't know about massive success. It was a $200 million budget. They spent quite a bit of money on advertisement. They needed to make $600 million to $650 to get close to profitability. So they did all right.
The movie did better than I thought it did.
Yeah, but still under $1 billion. Still under $1 billion. Keep trying to fudge that number up. Firestarter. Why did we make this movie? $12 million. Earned.
Well, not only that, they kind of, okay. If you're gonna do a remake, and I get it, this is more of a readaptation. We've gotten 5 different Carries now, shit like that. This is not like this is the first Stephen King adaptation to get readaptated, 20 times over.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do this, why don't you have a star or something to it that really kind of makes it a point of why we're remaking it? Because this looked like cheaper than the original. And the original was kind of a sleeper hit for what it was back in the day. And this was just kind of pointless. And here's the thing. I knew we were going to get these slew of shitty Stephen King movies right after it was a success. I knew they were coming, but yeah.
Well, I mean, and then you get shitty Stephen King takes on Twitter all the time now too. So
that's nothing new.
But it's a lesser value Stephen King. All I know is this: everybody wanted to see Zac Efron with his shirt off, and that's what you get in this, and it still couldn't make 15.
That's not what I mean by stars.
Oh, okay. Well, I do know this, and I put it on the bottom here. Dragon Bricks, thank you for that. My friend says, how many movies did Liam Neeson made in a year? Is it the Nick Cage formula? Yeah, I don't know. Nick was trying to get out from underneath some taxes, though.
I think it's more like something else, yeah.
Yeah, I'm worried. And our Carillion Rogue actually said that the Memory film was a remake. I did not know that. So if Tom knew how to Google, then he wouldn't need you. Me? Thanks. All right. Oh, no, 6.
No, 6.
No, you always need 6. 6 is awesome. Downtown Abbey. I don't know why anybody cares if Abby's downtown, but apparently there was a new era of being downtown. So film was $40 million, made $91 million. Flop? Yeah. God, they were just... Think about how much money they wasted this year. Men, I don't know anybody in this film. I don't know anything about this film. I'm just going to pass. Top Gun Maverick. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the big winner.
Didn't make
170
any
million,
money, sorry.
$170 million budget. 1.4, soon to be 1.5 billion.
Huge flop.
Massive success. Dude. Look at this domestic number, bro.
That matters a lot. It does.
And then look at this number. Like, the world is like, yeah, we need some Americans kicking some ass, dude. Yeah. Here's Tom's favorite movie of the year, Bob's Burgers, 38 million bucks. Made 34 million bucks.
Well, Disney just dumped that thing.
Whoopsie. What a huge mistake, right? Huge mistake. Dumb. Crimes of the Future. Let's see. Who's in this? Vigo. Vigo's in this one. No idea what the budget was. It made less than $4 million. So that's no bueno. Obviously a limited release. Jurassic World Broken Voting Machines was out there. Budget was $185 million, and worldwide $1 billion. I think that did pretty good. Am I by myself? Am I live? I don't know what just happened. Are you here? Hello? Are we still live? That was weird. Hello? Oh, hi, little chat. Everybody's still there. Tom's not. Tom, why is the internet a mess? What is happening right now?
You really need to learn how to read the private chat. I said BRB.
It wasn't you. I just all of a sudden was just gone. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say all I hear is nothingness. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
I was trying to talk and nobody was hearing me. Anyway, so back to what I was doing, which was talking about Jurassic World thing. Yeah, it did good. It did pretty good. Light Beer. Tom, this is your favorite
Not.
favorite film. $200 million budget. It made $226 million.
Would have made a little more if Tim Allen was in it, and if it was good.
Massive flop. Baz spent $85 million making Elvis. It produced $286 million. It made a little bit of money, probably about $35 million. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's doing well on video.
Well, it's on HBO Max as well.
Well, not only that, I don't know if you remember me reporting that it was sold out in 4K form on Amazon and
Oh, really?
seemingly at a lot of Walmarts for the first couple of weeks it came out. And then, of course, now they've replenished, but yeah.
That's interesting. This was a massive success. The Black Phone. Once again, under 2 hours. Have you noticed the theme with more of the successful films being under 2 hours?
That helps. I hate long movies anymore. I'm getting sick of them.
$18 million budget. It made $160 million in theaters.
Did pretty good. Horror movies tend to do that. Good horror movies, yeah.
Minions: The Rise of Gru. Yes. $80 million budget. made almost $1 billion.
Okay, there I see why is Disney spending so much on their animated films
I don't know.
if they can make a Minions movie for $80 million. And they still got Steve Carell in the bastard.
Yep.
So it's not like, at this point,
Alan
he's got to be
Arkin.
making some decent money for them.
Yeah, Alan
It's like the
Arkin's in
fifth
it.
movie.
Yeah, you actually have people in this. That's insane. Thor, super blunder. $250 million budget, $760 million. They're calling it a success. Tom, do the math on this one. Tell me where we're at.
Did it make some money?
Maybe.
Probably.
You think so?
Yeah, it definitely made more money than Shang-Chi.
Okay, but it's a $250 million budget.
I know, and they did have a massive P&A, but they did manage to almost triple it, or over triple it. So
try again.
Well, almost 800 million would be tripling a $200 million budget. So give or take a few million.
250 million times 3 is 750.
They did
million.
more than double it. Then is what I'm trying to fucking say.
All right,
almost triple. So close enough to where.
So they may have made a little money.
May have made a little money. Yeah.
All right. This where Crawdads sing thing that everybody keeps telling me to see it. It made money. 140
Probably
million
be an
on
Oscar movie, I imagine, or something.
Yeah. Paws of Fury.
The remake of Blazing Saddles.
$45 million budget. $37 million.
I don't believe that budget because they redid a bunch of this movie.
Well, I'm just looking at it going, that made no money.
But the fact that they're actually advertising only a $45 million budget, again, with the cast they have and the fact that they redid most of that movie or whatever.
Right. What's
everybody else's excuse?
I don't know. But see, when I'm looking at, and again, normally we don't do a theme show, but today seemed appropriate because of what's happening with, the Strange World film.
We have a theme. It goes.
I'm just saying, if we look at this, there really wasn't any runaway films outside of Maverick and a couple others. Nope made some money, not much.
They're calling that a success.
It did okay.
Okay, because it did over 100 in domestic, I guess.
Yeah. DC League of Super Pets. This is a bummer. $90 million budget.
It's pretty cute from what I saw of it too.
$203 million. It cost way too much.
Yeah, it did.
Bullet Train. I loved this film. $90 million.
Yes.
$239 million. It made a little money. Not a lot of money. Very little bit of money. Bodies. We don't know what the budget was. It only made $13 million. Chris Gore could have told you all you needed to know about this, and you would have saved a lot of money. Easter Sunday. Nobody saw this movie at all. $17 million budget, $13 million earned. Yikes.
Why would they spend? Wait a minute. Why did that cost $17 million?
I don't know. Probably Joe Coy alone. But
who the fuck's he?
Supposed to be funny.
Okay.
Yeah. So Fall had a $3 million budget. It kind of looked like an interesting premise, right? And then worldwide made $16 million. Most of that here in the States. So
there's an independent film for you.
Yeah. Beast. This film was terrible. $36 million, made $56 million.
I could have told you it was going to flop.
Lost $50 million to $60 million.
From the trailer. I'm like, I wish they made more movies like that in a sense, but not like that.
I really wish we had a budget for Dragon Ball.
We know it made money.
Invitation. Not that many people saw this film. $10 million budget. $33 million. So we're getting to it, folks. We're about done. 3,000 years. They had a
female director, but people didn't go see it. They must be misogynistic.
Yeah, this is George Miller directed this one. It was a $60 million budget and $18 million worldwide. So
I have no idea.
3,000 years of boring. Nobody showed up.
I think George Miller lost it with
he
Mad
did.
Max movie. Yeah.
He did, yeah. Barbarian, $4.5 million budget,
Barbarian.
$45 million earnings. Well done.
But
Well
no
done.
video. Not yet, anyway.
The Whammin' King, $50 million. $91 million.
You know, and that budget isn't actually that bad.
No, but the film was
the
not...
idea behind the film, though, was the problem. Yes.
Yeah. Cost too much to make, too much to market, and nobody went to see it. See how they run. Didn't know anything about this. Pearl. I guess it made money. I don't know what it was. It was it's a horror film. Horror film.
Yeah, that has to do with X or whatever.
Huh. Here's the trash fire. Don't worry, darling. $35 million budget. $86 million.
On track to be a flop.
That's definitely a flop. Smile. This film was amazing. $17 million budget. This is how you do it, kids. $209 million worldwide. Yeah, that made some money. Horror movies make money. You know what you should do? Make good horror movies.
Good horror movies, yeah.
Hey, bros, this is your favorite film, Tom. Favorite film of the year.
How many favorite films do I have on this list?
Well, they all seem to be flops. $22 million budget. It made $14 million, Tom. Can you explain that? How come your favorite film didn't do all that well?
Because we're all homophobic.
None of the other stuff on here really means much because almost everything's a flop.
Well, Halloween Ends did okay.
It did good. It made some money. Made about $22 million. Till, don't know yet. Black Adam. They're saying on track to be a flop. It probably is. It's probably going to lose money. I don't know about flop, but it's going to.
I don't know about overall because I think it's going to do well on video. So.
It's sitting at 351 now.
I think it'll break even basically on video is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Ticket to Paradise. This is a success. This had the world's slowest rollout ever. It started not in the United States and kind of trickled out.
Technically, I wouldn't call that a success.
Probably not.
I mean, box office wise, considering the star power, yes, but that budget should be half that for that to be a success.
All right, everybody's telling me that this is going to be a good film. This film, we don't know the budget on it, but it's the Banshees of Inisherin.
It looks like a Oscar movie.
Pray for the Devil. Don't know this one. Horror film. Armageddon Time.
Yes, Armageddon it.
Don't know anything about this one. Just released though. One Piece. That made money. 151 million, in fact. Here we go. Woke Forever and Ever. 161 minutes long. $250 million budget.
I love this.
$331 million.
Edit. While it's not as high as it could be, it's still a big opening weekend. Word of mouth is good, is it? And FSS drop were very solid, which indicates good word of mouth and promises some solid. Let's see. Yeah, bullshit. What in the fuck are they smoking?
Well, you've got this. The Fablemans.
I want to see this. I'll be 100% honest with you. I do, even though I've heard some.
I've heard iffy stuff, but it doesn't really matter.
But I want to see it just because it's Steven Spielberg telling his life story. Yeah,
right. It's a storyteller telling a story about their story, so it's kind of cool. I'll probably see it, but I'm a film guy. The budget, we don't know how much it was. Probably too much. It doesn't matter if it makes money or not because that wasn't the point. The Menu, that's going to have made money. She Said is the biggest flop I think I've ever seen. They obviously haven't updated these numbers. Bones and All is going to be okay. It's not going to make money. The Inspection, don't know anything about it. Just came out on the 18th. There's Strange
the
World.
Elephant. Yeah.
That's the biggest flop of the year, or one of them. Violent Night, I hear good things about. Spoiler alert, this is going to flop hard too.
And this is way off because like Six just sent me Wakanda's done almost 700 million.
Yeah, I was going to say some of these numbers are definitely late.
Which I can't believe, but
yeah. All right, well, I feel better. We made it through the show.
Yeah. That's the show, kids.
Well, not quite. Did you hear that Twitter's changing some like policies on like misinformation?
Okay.
I think that's going to be interesting. Hillis Mallory says the holiday weekend pushed Wakanda to a soft weekend. It actually did okay this last weekend. I have a feeling that it's going to be fine. It's going to earn more than I anticipated. I thought it was going to pull the pause button at 800 million, but it might get closer to $1 billion than I thought. But I don't think it's going to beat Mom. And Devotion sounds like it's going to be good. I mean, Chris said it was good. You going to see Devotion, Tom?
Maybe eventually. I have no devotion to see it. That was a joke.
It was.
It wasn't very good.
You didn't laugh at any of my jokes the other night.
No, but I'm pretty sad because that's not a very good joke.
It was a pretty good joke.
Not really.
All right. Corillian Rogue, thank you, my friend, says, did you see Legendary have signed with Sony?
I don't know if all future films will be with Sony. I think they have to adhere to whatever contracts are prior to, but that means, yes, all their future development deals will be with Sony, yes.
They still have like one or two left with Universal.
Universal
right?
and Warner, I think, too, because of Legendary has the deal with Dune and the Godzilla stuff and all that,
right.
Kong. And I think they work that out. But as far as their future endeavors, yes, they'll all be through Sony.
Dan Blackridge, it's almost like Odin was right and you guys were wrong about which thing. I don't actually play those games, but I feel you. So, sure.
Because he does the double thing, which I don't know, because he doesn't figure in P&A like he should.
Well, I mean, no. I mean, there's nothing wrong with what, his approach to it. It's just different. Yeah. I like what he does.
I don't agree with half the time what he says.
I know.
I love him to death. Yeah. But
well, I watch Odin all the time. He's my friend. So, but
it's got nothing to do with it. I just disagree with his math.
It doesn't matter. Like I said, when it's all said and done, it's pretty easy to tell if something's been a success or a failure.
Look,
so, and it is
no movie ever makes money in Hollywood.
Oh yeah, I mean, what was it? Who was it that told you that?
No, this is just a common thing I've heard several
No, but I mean, one of the people that
one of the stories that stuck out to me was well, did I ask him about it? I don't remember, but I don't think I got a chance to talk to him about it because it was all about Bill and Ted. But what's his face? Yeah, the writer.
And sometimes
Men in Black, and that's what he was talking about. Is when the fourth Men in Black movie came out.
The first film still hadn't made $1.
Edward Sullivan, because he's like, oh yeah, they're making a fourth film, but yet whenever I talk to Sony about residuals for the first Men in Black, they say it never made any money.
Yeah,
even though that's
and Doug Nation's
Will
right.
Smith's second highest grossing film of all time, but anyway.
Yeah, so just for everybody's understanding, when I'm trying to figure out whether or not a film makes money or not, I take the budget and I apply a 2.8 factor to it. So instead of going 3 times or 2 times or 2.5 times, which was the practice before going back a few years ago, I apply a 2.8 time factor. And the reason being is if I use that multiplier, it kind of takes care of all of the marketing. We get occasionally reports of what the marketing budgets are for individual films, that'll make it out into the world. We also find out what, and most of the time that comes along with a companion advertising campaign with like, a product thing, like if you're trying to sell a watch or a car or something along with the film, like the Bond films do and stuff. So you'll find out what the secondary ad campaign is in support of the film. So you find that stuff out, but there are a lot of factors in play all the time, but if the safe numbers are always going to be, as far as box office pull, is going to be about 50%. If you stick with that number, you're safe. The only number that you should adjust downward would be China. It all comes out in the wash. I don't know, Tom, you have any thoughts on that?
Well, just because of what's Darth Scipio and them are Dan Blackwright, or Dan Blackwright, not Darth Scipio. Sorry. I was just saying about. Well, here's the thing. I've always maintained that Wakanda Forever was going to do well enough. Anyway, I said between that $700 and $800 million range. I've said that for a while now. And it's probably where it'll end up settling. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's going to sit. I think it's going to sit below Mom. Right. No, you're probably right. I'm not always right. But yeah, like I said, it's
Let's
definitely
be real. It's got what, 1 or 2 good weekends left in it, if that. And I would, and by good weekends, I mean, like I just said, it'll settle somewhere between $700 and $800 million. Because then before you know it, you've got Avatar and a few other things coming out that are going to take some wind out of its sails. So
yeah.
As you just pointed out, we're getting a limited release of Top Gun 2 back in theaters. So there you go. There's another thing.
Yeah. Okay. So right now, worldwide box office for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever sitting at 677. So I think it'll pull up to 800 now, based on where it's at. So it's going to do better than I thought, because I thought it would sit at 750 or less. It'll do better. It'll probably pull up around 800 million.
It's at 676 right now. My guess is it'll somewhere settle about 769. Somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
And that's even being generous, because that's giving it a very strong next 3 weeks.
I think when it's all said and done, going through next weekend, I think it'll pull up just short of 800 million, or right at 800 million.
What did I just fucking say? 769 million dollars.
All right.
Just on the cusp of being on the high end of.
It'll do better than I thought. It's going to go back past 750. So,
but even me doing that is just under $100 million more that movie still has to make.
Yeah. Well, okay, but see, like, let's talk right now, right? With the new Avatar film, we know for a fact that right now Disney is asking for a special deal. They want 60% of the box office. 65% of the box office for the first month, not even the first weekend, which would be a special ask itself, but.
Actually, that's on average for most of these tentpole movies.
For tentpoles, they get 60. No, they get about 60. 65.
Well, there's been some in the past that have asked for more. I know this, but
wasn't it? Yeah, I think
I've been trying to find it. I could have swore back in the day the one who started it was George Lucas.
Lucas is the one
who wanted 75% of the opening weekend for Phantom Menace.
Oh wait, here we go. Being Bad Member says, I'm predicting for BP2 700,420,069. That sounds like me. Like you said, it is what it is. But I think the film just costs too much money, and I think you're right, Dan. Avatar's biggest problem is the movie looks the same as Wakanda Forever. Well, there are some shared visuals.
Not just that, it doesn't look any more advanced. Like that was my mom was saying this last week.
You know, I did expect some
and from
technical
her, that's
advances.
like a normie thing. So that to me was like,
but
that's saying something.
I did expect some technical advances from the new film. I mean, that doesn't seem like a foreign idea, does it?
Well, not just that. My mom's easily like, on board with shit, and she liked the first Avatar quite a bit. And when she saw this is the first time, as far as I know, she saw a trailer for it this last weekend. We were watching TV during Thanksgiving, and she said, "That's it." She's like, "That's the new movie." I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "It looks just the same as the other one."
Yep.
Like, yeah, pretty much. And coming from her, like, Like, she even found things to like about the fucking remake of Ghostbusters, for fuck's sake. That's what I'm saying. Like, she's generally a pretty, like, easily satisfied audience. So,
Yeah.
and easily excitable when it comes to things like that, you know, but no. She seemed to have zero interest, and not only that, she kind of gave it a yeah, like, that doesn't look like anything I, you know, would expect to see.
This was that adjustment way back when Phantom Menace got a 70%.
And it was 70 or 75, yeah.
3 weeks, yeah. Yeah.
And they had to hold it for longer than, I can't remember how long it was, but it was like 12
we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But I think I like I said, it's gonna make money. I just don't know how much. But it is, you know, it is what it is. As far as Avatar, I don't know. I mean, without actually having a real grasp on what the actual budget is, if he actually spent $700 million on the film.
No, I think he spent $4 million, and I think with P&A, there's another $200 or $300 million. Hence, why they have to make $2 billion. And he probably gets a nice chunk of the back end too.
The scope of that is just a ton. Anyway, all right. Well, we've carried on.
Yeah, I gotta head over to Mr. H's.
Yeah, say hi to Mr. H. And for those of you who are interested, follow Tom over there, and they'll probably discuss more of this and other things. And,
I think we're talking about the Disney woke stuff. And
oh, well, good luck with that.
Avatar being PG-13 or something like that.
That's like saying water is wet.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. All right. With that being said, thank you, Tom, very much. For those of you who don't know who Tom is, he's on Midnight's Edge After Dark, Midnight's Edge Espanol, Mead Radio 1, Mead Radio 2.
I don't even know who Tom is anymore.
And Midnight Snacks.
What?
And with
I like
that,
snacks.
Have a great day, everybody. See ya.
What?